Hello, movie nerds. Welcome to our channel. My name is Celia.
My name is Bryson.
And Brady is not with us today. He decided to swim in the pool instead.
Yep.
Welcome to our channel. If you're new, welcome back. If this is your second time with us, this is our second video, so you're not missing anything if this is only your second time.
Technically third, but yeah.
Yeah, technically. Last week, we started our first series called Original versus Remake, where we watch a Disney original cartoon and then the live-action remake that came later. Last week, we started with 101 Dalmatians. We watched the cartoon from 1961 and the remake from 1996. This week, we watched Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
We watched the original cartoon from 1951, 10 years before 101 Dalmatians.
10-year span. I am not even that old.
And
Gonna be soon. But yeah.
then we watched the Tim Burton live-action remake/sequel. We'll talk about that.
It was made like 59 years after. It's a long time.
That is a long time.
Okay, so we're going to be comparing those and giving our 1 through 10 ratings now. Starting with me. I think I'm going to give the original like a 5 or a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll give the original a 5. And the 2000,
I think I gave it a 5 and a 5
the 2010 remake.
So the 2010 remake, I'm probably going to give it like a 5.25.
Okay.
5.25 maybe?
So are you leaning more towards you like the original better or the remake?
Original.
Okay. I am going to give the Tim Burton 2010 remake a 8. Because I really enjoyed it. I enjoy Tim Burton's directing style. I enjoy his style in general. I just think it looked really cool. And it did a lot for the story.
Yes.
Speaking of the story, though, it was technically a sequel, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
So even though the movies had the same title, they were very different stories. So I guess a title for the remake would be a title that would work more for it would be Alice Returns to Wonderland instead of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, but this is. Oh, I thought you were talking about. The movie should be
remake,
called that.
Yeah. So we have different ideas. We have different opinions.
Yes. Last time, if you weren't watching, all three of us, me, Celia, and Brady, all thought the original 101 Dalmatians was a better movie at the first.
At first, then our conversation, some of us changed our minds.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil the ending, but yeah. So today we have two different opinions. So So why did you put the second one higher?
I just think the story was much more interesting in the second one.
Yeah.
You can do a lot more with a character who's older, and they really did. Alice grew a lot throughout the story, in between the stories too, but she's maturing, so that makes sense. But she grew a lot throughout the story and was able to do a lot more for Wonderland. In the original, she's so young that she doesn't feel like she has any say in what happens to her in the story. But I just feel like she wasn't able to do as much, and a lot of stuff happened to her instead of her happening to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Now, on the remake, okay, so I was told that there's a dragon fight scene in the remake. That kind of got my hopes up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What? Wait, so you're saying it disappointed you?
Yeah.
What?
Like, they're just like, I'm going to name off a bunch of things, then slay it. This thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing.
See, that was one of my favorite parts. Because it's stuff that she's learned along the way, and she finally says, because she's had all these doubts the whole time.
Yeah.
About being the Alice everyone wants her to be.
Yeah, I didn't really know what they meant by that. Were they expecting the animated Alice to come?
So they just figured, oh, the Alice in our story is going to be so great and powerful, and then this tiny girl in a dress comes out, and they're like, wait, this isn't the right Alice. And because she's, taking so long to remember everything about how Wonderland works, then they're like, oh, this can't be the same Alice. She doesn't know what she's doing. But then they realize as she gets her bearings and she starts,
and she thought it was her dream and her thing, but it's not her dream, yeah.
Which, oh my goodness, when she's talking to Mad Hatter in the remake, in that scene where she's talking to him and saying oh, you're just a figment of my imagination. I'm gonna wake up and you're gonna be gone. she knows that he has mental issues. Like, she knows that. But she, like, still says that to him. Like, I mean, I know she thinks it's a dream, so there aren't any, like, real implications to it. But then, like, I feel like Mad Hatter would feel really bad after she says that to him. Because he is a real person. You find that out, like, right after that scene.
In the original, like, I didn't like the singing, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Like, in the second, I thought it was more on the creepy side.
Yeah, it
Like,
can be.
every single thing.
Tim Burton, have you watched any Tim Burton movies before?
It depends what movies you
So,
makes.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he made up the story for Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, that kind of stuff. Have you seen any of those movies before? He directed a Batman from forever ago. Have you seen any of those?
I mean, I probably have.
That's kind of Tim Burton's style. He does a lot of, like,
Yeah, I
creepy,
don't like that
kind
style.
of Halloween-y.
Wait, how is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory creepy?
Well, not
Yeah.
necessarily creepy, just, like, he directed it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
It's better. See, I love Gene Wilder. Love him. He's great. But the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, oh, that could be an original versus remake if it was Disney. But it's not, sadly. But yeah, because in the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie that happened in the 70s, yeah, 70s, the boat scene, like, on the Chocolate River is much creepier. And, like, I'm gonna have to show it to you later, because it's, like, yikes. So the story.
Let's talk about characters.
Yeah. So we started
You
talking about Alice a little bit.
I think I like the Queen in the original a lot more than the second.
Really?
I mean, I like the second, though. That was, like, one of my favorite characters. But I like the Queen for the original, and I really like the army, like those cards.
Oh, the cards
a
are really
lot
cool.
more. Those are, like, my favorite characters.
They can do a lot more. They can move a lot more.
Yeah.
Hey, Brady's back.
Yeah,
He's
Brady's
here.
Okay, he hasn't seen the movies, but, you know, he'll be here.
Yeah. Did you see either of them?
I almost started the first one.
You almost started the first one. Did you catch any of the second one when he was watching it?
Yeah, tiny bit.
Yeah.
I saw like the.
I was in a second room.
I saw like a person with a really big head.
Yep, the Red
yep.
Queen. She's pretty cool.
And then a dragon.
Yep, the dragon was really neat.
Well, you didn't see that. You probably just heard it in the group chat text.
Technically, the dragon's name is the Jabberwocky. So it's not really a dragon, because it's a Jabberwocky.
Okay, so say hi to Brady.
Hi, Brady.
Hi, Brady.
So we were talking about how we were talking about characters, not
Yeah, we
story.
were talking about the characters, and then we
So you
started talking
like-
about that.
So you
dragon
said
guy.
you liked the Red Queen, or the Queen of Hearts, in the first one more than in the second. Why would you like her in the first one better?
less screen time.
You thought you saw too much of the Red Queen in the last one?
Yeah, she was just funny in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty funny. The King was really funny in the first one. He was cute. The little guy with a little squeaky voice. You don't know.
I like the mouses though.
Not
that was
that
funny.
you.
The mice.
the dormouse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mouse. No, the mice. They're like, I did not steal the thing. I did not steal the
Oh,
thing.
those were
I did not steal the
frogs.
thing." Oh, the frogs. Yeah.
Those were
I was thinking
frogs
that's the
and
wrong
mice
one.
look very different. I don't know how you got confused
I
on
remember
that one.
I got really laughing because like they were like, I did not do the thing. Like the frogs do.
Because you can tell which one gets nervous, right?
Like the frogs normally do that, and it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was fun.
Yep. It kind of that scene introducing the Queen of Hearts is really interesting in the second one because it shows like how erratic she is, like how easily she is to like get angry, and then it shows how fearful everyone else is of her.
Yeah.
Especially the people that work for her, that are forced to work for her.
Yeah. Wait, they're forced to work for her?
Well, yeah, she like takes prisoners.
Oh.
We see her use the dog, and she makes him do all the stuff for her because
Yeah.
she has his wife and pups.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she forces the people of Wonderland, or Underland, forgive me, to work for her.
What do you mean Underland?
Because that's what the land is actually called. Alice just called it Wonderland when she was little.
That makes sense. Yeah,
That's how
why
she
they were-
realizes that it's real.
Yeah, that's why they called it that. That's why they got made fun of her for calling it that.
So you like the Red Queen, Queen of Hearts. See, I
Yeah.
keep getting confused on their name. Their names are different.
Yeah.
Everyone's names are different.
Mhm.
Except for Alice.
So let's talk about. What about you? Your thoughts on the army and your thoughts on the queen?
Okay. So I think for what the movies were both trying to do,
Yeah.
I think they both worked equally well.
Yeah.
Like the playing cards in the first were very cartoonish and
Yes.
very animated.
Mhm.
They were also animated.
What if they did live action playing cards? That would have been
Oh
dumb.
gosh, that would have been really funny. I can't remember if I've seen footage of that, but to see how like Alice's dress would move and stuff, they actually had the girl playing Alice. They filmed her running around a studio and pretending to do all the stunts. To see like how her hair would move, and she's also the girl that played Wendy in the Peter Pan cartoon. So that's cool.
That's cool.
She had just finished Alice in Wonderland when she was hired as Wendy. So that's pretty neat. I wonder what she's doing now.
Yeah. Google that.
I will.
No, I will right now. We searched that, and her name is Catherine Beaumont, and she is still alive, which is great.
She is 82.
She's 82. Yes.
Okay, so we were talking. Oh, the cards. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So I like that they're
Good.
more like animated and comical in the first one, and then because that's how that film was. It was more animated and comical.
Yeah.
And then the second one, because it was more serious film and it was more like fantasy, they gave them armor and made them a little more serious. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
let's talk
so-
about
So yeah.
setting. No,
Setting?
setting's the place. The same place.
Yeah, it's the same place.
Okay,
You kind of see different looks of it though, right? Like the
Yeah.
trees look a lot more realistic
because it's real.
in the original.
What?
Did you notice that? Like the trees, the way that they're designed, they have like the same shape as trees that we see. But then in the remake, they have like curly branches instead of straight branches. Maybe this will help you kind of think about why some of the characters look kind of more
I
creepy.
don't think I need to learn that because it's already right there. No, right there.
I can still explain it to you.
Oh, that would help.
Yeah. So Uncanny Valley is when it's like a scale of like how realistic something looks or how stylistic something looks.
Uh-huh.
And as style and reality get closer together, you get the Uncanny Valley, which is something that's almost realistic looking, but you know that it's not, so it freaks you out. So that's like, a lot of people think that about puppets. An example of Uncanny Valley could be from Marvel, well, I guess either of the Ant-Man movies. So you know
Oh,
how
I like those
they'd
movies.
do scenes from the 70s, and they'd show like when Tony Stark's dad was younger and when Dr. Pym was younger.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
The guy that made the suit, they used the same actor but made him look younger. And that face technology, the technology they used to make them look younger,
Yeah.
caused a lot of people to feel like they were in Uncanny Valley. So the technology they use to make actors seem younger in a movie that they've started to do recently doesn't cause Uncanny Valley, but a lot of people, because they know that it's supposed to be them young, but it still looks kind of off, like they can tell it's animated, like
Yep.
taken from other footage.
Okay.
Yeah. So that makes people think like, oh, this looks kind of off, and that's Uncanny Valley.
Okay. It's just in a different way in that way.
Yeah. So with a lot of the character designs in Alice in Wonderland, the remake, or the sequel, whatever, a lot of the characters kind of look real, kind of don't, right?
Yeah.
Like Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah.
Did that kind of make you feel like, oh, I know they're supposed to look realistic, but they don't,
Yeah.
and it's freaky?
Yeah, Uncanny Valley there.
Uncanny Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be really short.
This
gonna
is
be
going
like
to be a
half
shorter
time.
video. Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, that's all right.
yeah. So,
They'll be different. Conversations are different.
so let's see.
Yeah. So, yeah, because the movies are so different that there's not much to talk about, not much to compare with them. Did you like Alice in the first one or in the next one better?
First.
First? What do you think that
Because
is?
she's a kid, and I'm a kid.
All right. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah. What about Mad Hatter?
Mad Hatter. Which one's Mad Hatter?
The one with the hat?
He was in the first one?
Yeah, he was at the tea party. He sang about the unbirthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had kind of a funny voice. I would do it now, but I can't do that voice. That's good.
Let's see.
It's very iconic.
I don't really like most of the characters in the second, but I mean, I think it's more of a tie.
So do you think, so Mad
for
Hatter,
tie.
you think it's a tie for,
I mean, probably better in the second,
yeah?
but yeah.
Yeah. I think really with the movies, like, it's not that I didn't like the original, it was just that I like the style of the second one a lot more.
Yeah.
And I appreciated the changes in the story a lot more.
Mhm.
Just because, like, Alice comes into her own as an adult and, like, starts to grow a lot in the second one and becomes, like, the champion. And even though it's technically a prophecy and that she's fulfilling, she
Yeah.
still chooses to be the hero in the story.
Yeah.
And that's really important. And then you see later, after she has that that experience in Wonderland, she comes back and claims her own story in the real world too.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really neat.
But
And
I never knew
yeah.
if those two got married. I mean, I'm sure they said it in the story.
well, she literally stood and stared at him and said, "Hamish, no," and then walked away.
I thought they said, I need a second.
Well, that's what happened in the first scene, because he proposes really fast, and she's like, "Oh yikes, everyone's watching because they knew this was going to happen. I don't know if I want this to happen," and said, "I need a moment," because she saw the rabbit, because she got distracted, just like we're distracted.
Oh, we're super distracted.
So then in the first one, we see her getting distracted. That's a theme this week.
Yeah.
We see her getting distracted during lessons. And then basically she just falls asleep. And then she wakes up and her teacher / sister / mom. They never explain who that person is that she's with in the original.
I don't know. I think it's the mom.
I think it's her mom. Yeah. So then she wakes up and the lady that's with her is like, "Okay, let's go." And she's like, "Okay." And she just leaves with her. And like in Wonderland, she kind of makes her own decisions, but most of the time she's just like, "I want to go home. I'm lost. I don't know what's going on."
And I'm gonna go follow this rabbit. I get like,
Yeah.
but she's gone in the second. I know that she's gone there before, and I'm probably repeating this. I don't know. And like, why'd she follow the bunny rabbit again?
Well, because, I mean, if you saw a rabbit wearing human clothes, wouldn't you be like, "What's up with that?"
Yeah,
And
but-
follow it?
Yeah, I guess I would. But then if it brought me to this place and I didn't like it, then I'm not gonna follow it the next time it comes around.
Yeah, but I think because it had been so long, because it said that it was 13 years after she'd gone to Wonderland.
Yeah.
So I think after that much time, and because she had convinced herself it was a dream, when she saw that in real life, she was like, "Wait a minute, I've seen that before, but I also haven't. What's going on?" And then wanted to follow it, especially since she was in a situation where she wanted to escape from it, and she wanted to like get out of the party
Yeah, that
somehow.
would make more sense.
Then she was like, "Oh, a way out," and followed it. Yeah. What did you think of like some of the new monsters so we can talk about the creatures in Wonderland and the old one versus the new one.
Yeah, there weren't any creatures in the original.
What?
What?
You forgetting about somebody? The glasses birds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
talking
glasses birds,
flowers,
the
I
broom
feel
dog.
like they didn't do enough with those guys in the remake, and Unthingy
Or the
Valley.
flowers.
Unthingy Valley with that.
Uncanny.
Yeah, that. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. But the animation, I liked what they did with the flowers. They thought he was a weed, you know.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
That happened in the. Did you notice that they called her a him
When?
in the second one? Because the prophecy says that he will wield the Vorpal sword and will slay the Jabberwock. Yeah. That poem, that the prophecy that the Mad Hatter recites in the second one is a poem that the guy who wrote Alice in Wonderland, wrote in one of the stories about her.
Yeah.
So that's cool. The poem isn't actually about her. I think it's just a tale that someone tells. But Tim Burton reworked it so that it's a prophecy for her.
Yeah.
So then every once in a while someone calls her a hymn. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, she's new to Wonderland. No one really knows what... Well, see, I say
mean,
that no one
not
really knows
really.
what a human looks like. But we see humans in Wonderland in the second one. So I don't know why...
Yeah, they know what a human looks like.
I don't know. But yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, so the creatures in Wonderland in the first one, we see like the bread and butterflies. We see the rocking horse flies.
The rocking horse flies are fun.
Those were
I like
cute.
those.
I like those a lot.
Like, it was like a horse fly, but a rocking horse fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of this thing. I'm gonna go off track for a second.
Oh, okay.
Like the story that Siri shows you when you ask a question. I'm not gonna go into full detail because I don't want to waste that much time. But yeah, like if you throw, "Hey Siri, tell me a story," then he'll say, "Pick one of the three little bears," and you'll say, "I don't know, Papa Bear," and it shows you a story, and you pick what happens next. It's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so back to on track.
Yeah, so we see a lot of creatures in the original that are just kind of goofy. They're not necessarily like fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
But in the second one, we see a lot more creatures. What did you think of them?
Okay, you go first.
Do you not remember any of the creatures?
I mean, flowers. They were.
Those aren't creatures, those are plants. Like the animals, like the different
Oh, yeah, the
animals in
animals.
Wonderland. What did you think about them?
Mm-mm.
Like we meet the Bandersnatch, the big like dog-like creature that scratches her and then heals her.
Yeah. How'd that lick heal her?
Because
Normally, yeah.
saliva.
Normally,
like-
licks make it worse.
Well, yeah, but like
Water
animals
makes it
clean their
worse.
wounds like that. And he must have just had, I mean, if
I mean,
it had like
it
a
is-
venom in his claws,
Yeah, it is the
then the
Wonderland.
antidote must have been in his saliva.
Yeah, and it is the Underland, so everything's weird.
And it's Underland. Yep.
Yep.
What else? What
See.
did you think about the White Queen? We didn't meet her in the first
Ooh.
one. What did you think of her?
I don't know. I thought it was just like, I don't know, same thing, but they didn't show her as much. You know, at first I thought it was a bad guy, but then I realized, oh no, she's
Yeah.
a good guy.
She does kind of look like a bad guy when you first
Yeah.
meet her. But then,
And then
like,
she
the
was
way she
making up
moves and the way she
things.
talks to
Like,
people.
she had the bunch of fingers in the soup.
yeah,
and that
the
just
buttered
really
fingers.
That
Oh.
convinced me that she was a bad person.
The
And
way
then it
she
made her
makes her
grow back to
potion.
normal and got her a new dress, and it was like, oh, okay, she might be good.
Yeah.
And she was.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think, like, once you see how she treats people and animals and things like that, you start to notice, okay, she's a good guy.
Yeah, but
And
like,
even though she does weird things, like...
like the Heart Queen or the Red Queen,
Mhm.
like she's just like, give me a pig to put my feet on.
Right. And you see how badly she treats animals, like making them be her furniture.
Yeah.
And how badly she treats the people that she works with.
Mhm.
And then you realize.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see, what can we do?
So what did you think about, like... I mean, because they were very different movies. What did you think about the story of, like, the prophecy and the sword and the armor and stuff? Like,
Well,
what
let's
did you
think
think
about
about
this question again. I think the first one still had a better story, you know.
that? Yeah.
More cartoonish-ish thing that goes more for the kids, and I'm a kid, so
Yeah.
I liked it more.
So you think you might have just enjoyed it more because it was closer to your
Age
age
demographic.
demographic? Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we still both where we were at the beginning?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I did halfway through, not halfway, but at the beginning of this video, I did raise my rating for the original, and
You did.
I still stand by that.
Yeah. So it was 5.25 for the remake
Mhm.
and a 6 for the original. Or 6.5.
I think it was 6.5.
Yeah.
I
And
think I
then-
stand by that. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And I'd say it's a, well, yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think I'll raise my rating for the first one to a 6 instead of a 5.
Okay.
So it's still not my favorite, but now that I think about it, it did more for the story than I thought it did,
So
which I
two
appreciate.
things that happened that different from the original, but all of us didn't agree at the
Yeah.
beginning, and none of us changed our mind at the end.
Yeah, didn't change our minds.
Okay.
I still give the second one an 8. because I enjoyed it a lot. I'm a very big fan of fantasy.
Okay.
It was good. All right. Well, I'm Celia,
I'm Bryson.
and this has been Movie Nerd Talk. See you next time.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, you know what they should have done? Or they should do?
What?
Disney, if you're watching this.
You're not watching this.
Supposed to be from that side. Well, they should do like a, you know how Pixar does their Pixar shorts?
Yeah.
They should do a Disney short. Where it's like the animated cards versus the live action army. And they
That'd
go
be
up
pretty
in a
funny.
fight.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That'd be 2 types of CGI
Yeah,
right next to each other.
that'd be hard to make, but it'd be profitable. Like, but I know a bunch of people would be like, "Whoa, that sounds awesome! I'm gonna search it up on YouTube. Dang it, it's not on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna buy Disney Plus real quick. Get their free
Yeah,
shot."
there you go, Disney. If you want to get more stuff on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Why do I always say that'd be fun?
Oh,
We should make a
because
t-
it would be. Be
yeah,
cool.
We should have a T-shirt that says that'd be fun.
That could be one of our
Make that.
t-shirts. Playing some merch.
Yeah. What was the next one? Next one we're doing?
Oh, the next movie?
Because I'm sure by this point we have like 15
I
minutes
think-
of regular video.
Let me get my phone out. I can't remember.
Same.
It's on my phone somewhere.
Yeah, actually, I can get it real quick.
Oh, that's true.
I have it in my text messages, and I'm already on
Conversation. See who can get there first.
This is bloopers. We're having a race to see who can get there first.
It's on my
my
photo
goodness.
somewhere.
Oh, come on!
Somewhere out there. Found it.
Dang it!
I don't even know that whole song. I know it's from Fievel, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so we did 101 Dalmatians.
So next
Alice.
is Maleficent.
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 There we
In
go.
2014, the next one is
And then
Cinderella.
Cinderella, which is so pretty.
Then we're doing Jungle Book,
Mm-hmm.
and then Pete's Dragon,
Yup.
and then Beauty and the Beast, which I
Yup.
have seen. It's a good movie.
That one was good.
And
Christopher Robin, which is again kind of a sequel.
Mary
but
Poppins
let it slide.
Returns.
Then we'll do Mary Poppins Returns.
Then Dumbo, then Aladdin, then
Yup.
Lion King, then Lady and the Tramp.
Lady in the Lamp, like Beauty and the Beast, just with more furniture. A lady goes to IKEA and falls in love with one of the lamps. An enchanted IKEA, and she gets trapped there.
Yes.
But then she falls in love with the furniture, especially the lamp.
Oh, these bloopers are gonna be good.
Now they're getting better, now that we've woken up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And
yeah,
then so that'll be the last one.
eventually
Lady and the Tramp.
Mulan will happen, and eventually Cruella will happen, which is going to be so cool.
Yeah.
Because you know what that's going to be about?
What?
Cruella DeVille when she was young, before she was evil.
Whoa.
It's going to be cool.
That reminds me of
Shout
like,
out to Emma Stone. Can't wait to see you.
It's like-
Your costumes are going to be fabulous.
It's like yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Emma Stone's not watching this.
Yeah. I know, like, it's like the Star Wars thing. Like, this happened, this is when he was young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like with Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And with. I was
And
gonna
then,
say Anakin,
then they're
but
going to
yeah.
try to do Pinocchio, but like, Pinocchio is they've tried to do, people have tried to do a Pinocchio live action before, and it was just creepy.
Yeah. We should do, like, just us, because Brady doesn't like Marvel. I mean, he kind of does.
Well, we can
If he agrees to it, yeah.
show it to him again,
Yeah, if he agrees to it, then he'll do it.
and then we
should
can do
like
the
a
same with
Marvel
you in
series.
Star Wars.
Mhm.
Yeah. So then, like, and then if we want to, since I'm kind of steering the conversation with the Disney like remake movies, since I've seen all of those, but you guys haven't. I'm kind of steering the conversation with those.
Yeah.
But then, like, because you love Marvel, you can steer the conversation when we talk about Marvel. And then Brady, since he loves Star Wars, can steer the conversation with Star Wars.
Hey, we could do that, but, like, then I'd start the intros on Marvel and the stuff I've seen,
Yeah.
and then he'd start with the stuff intro on Star Wars, because you always start your intro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
fun.
we can do that. That'd be fun.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
This
how
was
long?
fun.
Okay, we're getting there. That's about as long as our last video was
Yeah,
when
but I
we
mean, the
finished it.
bloopers was like 31%.
Whew, bloopers are gonna be fun to edit.
Oh, they're gonna be so fun to watch. We should do Incredibles sometime.
We should.
Maybe we'll do that in the Pixar
See,
series.
because then we could do like
We should
original
do-
versus sequel.
I was gonna say that. That's happened twice. Like one time I was texting and I said, we should do Aladdin versus Aladdin remake. And then I was about to say, like, we should do a whole series about that, like Disney. And then you said it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it just happened here. I was
Yep.
going to say that.
You heard it first, folks. That might be our next one.
Pixar movies or sequels first?
Sequels.
There's a lot of sequels.
There's a lot of Disney sequels.
That'll just be a
But
series.
we could
Not
look
Disney
up.
sequels only. Just rate
That's
just
true.
any sequels.
Well, we could look up.
It'll be
lists of like the best and the worst sequels, and then like
It'll be one of those like never-ending series.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because actually, wait,
What?
yeah, because the first sequel ever happened in like 1900. Like
Well,
it
we're
was
not gonna
like
do it in
right
order.
after movies started.
Yeah, we're not gonna do it in order.
No, we're
just
not
gonna
gonna
do-
go back to 1900 movies. I don't think any 1900 movies still exist.
But we could
If
do
they do,
like,
that's really cool, but I don't think it.
if you have any
I don't think we
ideas
have
in the
any left.
comment section for sequels we could do, or series
Yeah.
we could do, or any video we could do at all,
Any ideas, please.
anything.
Please help us.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to look at the.
I'm just looking at the screen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that works.
Yeah, I'm just dedicated to look at the screen.
People
the whole
don't really
time.
look for eye contact on YouTube.
No.